As an SDR, you want to have a really firm grasp of reality and understanding what the natural evolution of your role is going to feel like over the next few weeks and months is going to help you stay sane, balanced, and level as you go through the high highs and low lows. There will be high highs and low lows in sales, but you'll be okay. I promise. The valley of despair is going to help us understand the natural evolution of being an SDR so you can get your mind ready for what's to come. So you're a new SDR. You are excited about the role you just landed. It's a cool company. They sent you a laptop. You get great pay. Maybe you even get to work remote. Everything's great. You did it. Woohoo. This is phase one. This is whenever you approach a new challenge, everything's great because you're uninformed. So your optimism is not based in reality or based on information. Your optimism is just based on happy go lucky, everything's great. But what actually happens when you start your role is you're going to start getting your teeth kicked in. You're going to start doing cold calls and feel like a dum dum. You're going to go through training and feel like this is so much. How am I ever going to learn all this? Then you're going to start feeling like an imposter. And then you're going to start feeling like you're behind. And why are you even here at this company? And before you know it, you cross that line of happiness and everything's great and optimistic, and you step into pessimism where you have a lot of stress and anxiety around, am I ever going to learn this? Why do I suck at cold calls? Everything around me is broken. I'm never going to do well, because you now have information that what you're tackling is really hard. It's really hard to learn how to cold call well. It's really hard to hit quota. It's really hard to learn all this new tech, but you can do it. Absolutely. But you have to go through that humbling process. You have to go through getting your teeth kicked in a little bit. That's how we learn anything new in life. And so you'll go from uninformed optimism to informed pessimism, because now you know the reality of the role and it's really hard and you suck at it because you're new. But that leads you to a pessimistic mindset where you really think you're failing and how are you ever going to make it? Am I going to get fired? And that's what leads us to the valley of despair. This is the lowest low. This is where everything around us has fallen. We think we're going to get fired. Any meeting I have now, it's my manager, and they're going to get on and they're going to be like, hey, we have to let you go because you suck. This is the valley of despair. I think we've all been in the valley of despair at different points in our lives. Anything you can think of where you thought everything was falling apart. If you think back, though, to that moment in time, you thought you were going to die. You didn't know if you would survive, pay the bills, if you'd keep your house. Well, look back. You're here now, today, right? That means you made it through. So you have to know this is coming your way. You have to embrace you're going to feel like a fraud, an imposter. You're going to feel like you don't belong. In tech, you don't belong as an SDR. You're never going to make it. You will feel that way. But your choice is to either quit, go find a new job, go start a new career path, and restart this learning curve right here. Because the reality is this learning curve never goes away. You could go learn, hey, tech sales was too hard. I suck at being an SDR. I'm never going to figure it out. Cool. Go do real estate investing. Same thing's going to happen. Oh, real estate investing sounds great. Everyone's got money over there. Cool. I'm going to go do it. Same thing's going to happen. And you're either going to quit and repeat with something else, or you're going to push on. So when you hit the valley of despair, press through. Now, my simple advice here is make sure you're communicating to your teammates, because more than likely they are feeling the same way. And to know you're not alone helps so much. Lets you vent, lets you get ideas, lets you encourage each other. So make sure as you're feeling pessimistic about stuff, start to vocalize that. Now, don't be a freaking Eeyore and everything sucks all the time. No, hey, I'm struggling. Here's what I'm doing to overcome it, though. How are you doing? How can we encourage each other? How can we build each other up? Be a leader. Even as a new hire, be a leader through the way you check in on your teammates. In this valley of despair, another thing you can do is be communicating with your manager the whole way down this path. Hey, I really feel like I'm not doing well. What do you see I can be doing better? always be proactive. Always be asking or presenting solutions. Hey, I think I'm here. This is what I'm doing to fix it. Can I get your assessment? Like, am I doing the right stuff to get back on track? It's communication and it's community that are going to get you out of the valley of despair. But if you push through, you will succeed. And that is the only way to succeed. You have to push through this, where things start to turn up. You start to book your first meeting. You actually got a few calls that you feel good about and some good call recordings. You're actually able to help a teammate out with their talk track because what you're doing is working. And now you hit informed optimism. Now you have the information that you need to know, based on the recent successes, I'm going to be okay. I know what low feels like. I know what not to do now. Now I'm going to grow and get better, and I'm going to book more meetings, and I'm going to just crush it. And if you're struggling to see the optimism, look ahead at your teammates who are doing well and say, well, if they're doing it, then I know I can learn it because I will outwork them. And if you've been my client, you know I will teach you the one thing you have to do in sales is outwork everyone else around you. That's it. You don't need to be smarter, more technical, whatever. You just need to outwork people. So look ahead and say, okay, I can do this. But that certainty that you can do it is only going to come from you taking action. You have to build the confidence and you have to get your teeth kicked in to have the informed optimism that everything's going to be okay. And then eventually you cross that line again where things are going well. You've learned what you need to learn. And now you are in the success and fulfillment phase where you're like, this is the best thing ever. I want everyone to get into tech. This is changing my life. You're going to try to get as many people into phase one as you can, because they're going to look at you and be like, wow, your life's amazing. You make a lot of money. You have a flexible job, great career path, cool company. I want that. Then they're going to jump into phase one and they're going to go through the same life cycle. So embrace that this life cycle is coming. One other example I want to give you is with regard to quota. This is a post that I want to walk you through. End of month. Maybe you didn't finish well. That's okay. This graph shows how many meetings each of my reps booked per week starting last quarter. I'll show you the graph in a second. Every line on the graph is a rep. Every dot is a week. So this is the graph down here. Every line right here is one of my SDRs. And every dot is 1 week that went by. I'll come back in a second. If you look at the graph, you're going to see mountains and valleys almost every single week for every single rep. This team at this time was pacing at 117% of their pipeline goals. They were crushing it. But I'm going to highlight a point here that relates to the valley of despair. Look at the fluctuation. Put yourself in their shoes. Imagine you just had a 3-week slump. You're questioning why you thought you could be in sales, questioning your potential, your self-worth. These slumps are brutal, but they're also part of sales. You will have slumps. You will have valleys of despair. But look at every line. Without question, every single slump is followed by a peak. What's the point? You might have a bad month. It happens, but keep on marching. When we're in the valley, all we see is a steep mountain. But if you keep going, you'll hit a peak, and that peak will give you the confidence and perspective you need to stay the path. So look, let's analyze a few of these. Again, each dot is a week, right? And each line is one of my reps and how many meetings they booked. So let's take this teal line up at the top here. So this rep came in booking, I don't know what the scale is. Let's call it 5 meetings. They booked 5 meetings. The next week they booked 7. The next week they booked like 11. So they're on top of the world. Can you imagine? You're an SDR. You're like, yo, I'm crushing. Next week, 0. Next week, they hit like 5. So now put yourself in that mindset. Wow, wait, I just didn't book any meetings all week. Oh, crap, I'm scared. Okay, good. All right, good. I booked like 5 meetings. All right, we're good. Next week, they book like 3. Next week, they book what? 4. Then 3. Then 2. Then 3. Then 0. Then they bounce up to 4. 4, 3, 2, back to whatever, 5, I'm guessing, but all the way down here to no meetings, all the way back up. This volatility is sales. You have to embrace that, okay? I won't go super deep on other examples, but we'll just highlight, one more would be like this dark blue one up here. So let's say they booked, we'll call it 6 meetings, 6 meetings, 6 meetings. So, dude, you're in the pocket, you're crushing it. I'm great at this job. Womp all the way down to 3 meetings. Womp actually, they didn't womp there. They went up to 4, then 3, then 3, then they went to 0, then 0. 2 weeks in a row of no booking meetings. This rep was probably so discouraged, right? 2 weeks in a row. Then the next week you only book 1 or 2 meetings. Then 3, then boom. Then you go all the way up to 5. Point is, this is volatile. So you get the point. You need to just accept that this is going to be a volatile role. You have to keep a level head, and you've got to remember the valley of despair. And the way out of the valley of despair is to connect. Share your worries, share your solutions, your plans with your peers and with your managers. And they're going to help you stay on track.